It's secret because from the outside it looks perfectly normal. On the inside, you'll see that I've put elastic on the join line allowance only. This is what I'll be working on today because as I've worn it, I've found it travels downwards. Hi again and welcome to our troubleshooting episode. So sometimes with a soft jersey waistband, they're so soft and kind, your garment, if it's heavier, will start to fall down. Now it's not a problem when it's shorter garments or it's lightweight fabric, but it does become a problem when you go into the territory of winter track pants, say, or circle skirts, because there's a lot of material involved in that. Or natural fibers. So if you have made your waistband out of a natural fiber jersey stretch, you'll find that it gives a lot with body heat. So there's a couple of tricks that we can do, and no, you do not have to undo everything that you've already done. Do not worry. This is an immediate fix that you can do if you have had a week of wearing your beautiful garment with your soft, kind waistband and you found that it is starting to travel downwards. All right, so elastic. When I do elastics for this thing, the waistband, I always use a bra elastic. And the reason why I use a bra elastic is because they have a brushed back and I'm always looking for comfort. The other thing I look for is, how much stretch it has and how much weight do I need to support. So this one, super kind and gentle, beautifully soft. There's no hard edges either, but it's just going to be a little bit too giving to support the weight of my bubble skirt. That's what I'm fixing today. So we need to look for one that would be a good one. That's got a little bit more tension in it. I don't like things that are really, they have no give. You find a lot of elastics don't have a lot of give. I like give, but I don't want it too soft. So we're just going to find one that works. That one would work. That's a nice one too. Yeah, this one's not. This one's actually firmer. I might actually end up using that one. Once you've found the elastic that you're going to use, you're going to come along and sew it with me. So with our elastic, we do our wrap and measure method. But of course it is elastic and we're looking for the tension that is suitable for us. So it needs to be firm enough to hold the garment up, but really comfortable for you to wear. So adjust that until you've got it how you like it, and then mark each place on each side so that you know where you can sew it when we go to the sewing machine. So I've just used a chalk marker to mark where I'll sew. Use a wide zigzag. I'm using 4.5. So line up your chalk marks, put them one on top of each other. We're going to use that zigzag just to sew over the chalk line. I do one forward line and one backward line, but I'm not making this terribly secure because I'm about to sew the whole circumference into the allowance of my join line. So all I need is that loop to be held together for my sewing in purpose. And snip off the extra ends of your elastic. The only difference in marking the quarters for this project is it's already sewn and that join line is likely to be wavy because of the tension. So walk the curls out with your fingers when you do your folds and do a double check with your tape measure at the end from the right side. Or you can put it on your body, which is going to take all of those curls away,
and measure directly with your tape measure. Marking the quarter points on your elastic loop will be the same process as marking them on a waistband. Let me show you first of all where that elastic is going to lie. It's going to sit just under the allowance, but it's not going to cross over the seam line. So place your project under your presser foot, do your couple zigzags forward and couple zigzags back to secure your ends. And then we're going to do that stretching out process so that all of our tension is taken up and both pieces lie flat. We find our quarter marks. Oh, and one thing you should know is when you do this, make sure you don't have twists in anything. So find your quarter marks, clamp down with your thumb, stretch it out until it lies flat. And this is a bit tricky because we need to keep our zigzag stitch not transgressing the seam line. Things will probably want to move. You can see my elastic starting to creep out at the edge there. It's okay. Okay to have some variance and errors here because this is quite difficult. I'm also using my back hand, my left hand, behind to adjust tension. And there is quite a lot of tension when you're using elastic. So keep things as neat as you can. Keep your quarter points together. Don't transgress the seam line. You're sewing directly on that allowance. And the other thing to be careful of is not catching any of the underneath project. So for me, there's a slip skirt in this. I don't want that to get underneath my elastic and be caught by my zigzag stitch. So I check that everything is lying flat. I get my quarter points. We stretch it out. We sort out how it's lying and making sure nothing underneath is being caught, because that allowance area is quite small. Remember, for me, it's only about 6 millimeters because I've done this on overlocker. You might have 1.5 centimeters and that's going to be easier for you. And remember, your back hand is quite important to hold the tension and to actually make the project progress. Now, one other thing that you'll probably come across is that you'll need to flip the garment and the elastic around. So if it's the legs of a pair of trousers, you might need to flip them through the loop of the elastic. That's what I just did with my skirt. I flipped my skirt length through the loop of the fabric because it wasn't lining up properly and I'd got it twisted. That does happen, don't worry, you can fix it. And then we just keep on going, sewing along the allowance only, not transgressing the seam line, and using the back hand to almost pull that project through under the needle. I'm going to leave you now and catch you up at the end because this process is the same all the way around through all of the quarters. So we're at the end now. We keep stitching in the same fashion until we reach the start where we began the loop. And of course, we're going to finish our stitch with a back stitch to secure the ends. It's also a very good habit to get into to snip off all your threads at the base so that there's no tails It keeps your work very neat. Let's have a look at the finished product. The zigzags are a little variable, but that's because of the tension. It varied a little between my left and right hand holding it steady, and that's okay. What is important is that the zigzag has not crossed the seam line. So my waistband is free to hinge up and nothing is snagged. If I flick it down, we'll see that the elastic just peeps out because it's sitting under the allowance of that join line. I wore this for a little while, messing around, taking some photos for you. And what happened was that I had a perfectly placed skirt. So you can see the edge of my top and the bottom of my waistband, it's no longer peeking out.
I hope that is a handy trick for keeping your garments up when you really want to use your gentle, soft waistband. Please stay tuned because we are going to be going into design territory of the belt tube. And this is the only way that I do my winter track pants, which are a lot heavier, and my winter trousers. Until then, enjoy your comfy life.
Don't forget to follow and subscribe. It keeps these videos free and it also supports me.